Hello, welcome to my channel Excelzilla. My name is Mubin. In this video, we are going to see how we can make automatic attendance sheet with the help of using formulas. Over here, we are going to explore formulas such as CountA, countblank, countif, countifs, and conditional formatting. As you can see on my screen, I have plotted attendance sheet with the employee name, which is 1 to 10. We have a skill set over here, which means if the employee is senior, the skill set has been added as A. If the employee is at the medium level, then it is B, and if the employee is trainee, which is at the C. The second item we have is the shift code, which is morning, general shift, afternoon, and night shift. Leave is for privilege leave PL, and then weekly off we have plotted as WO. So over here, what are we trying to achieve is how many night shift each consultant did, how many leave each consultant took, and how many weekly offs each consultant is getting for the entire month, which is from 1st to 30th of November. Also, we are going to see on each day what is the count for the morning staff, what is the count for general, afternoon, night, and how many people do we have on leaves and weekly off. And further, we will also see what is the count of people working in morning, afternoon, and night at a senior level, and number of shifts which we have covered and missing shifts we have. Further, we will also do some conditional formatting, which is highlighting leaves on the sheet, so you can easily know if we have people on the leave. So let us quickly start and see the number of people working in the night shift, each people doing how many night shifts. So you will come over here and you will do an equal to sign and you will do count if. So the countif, because it's a single range, so you will use the countif function, which is range and the criteria. I will select the entire range, which is from 1st to 30th of November, which is from D column till AG column, and then I will do a comma sign and I will give a criteria. So my criteria is night, which means I need to know the total night count of a single employee. So I will open double quotes and I will add. So there are two ways to give a criteria, which is in the quote and in the cell referencing as well. We will look both of them one by one, and then close the double quotes and close the bracket as well. So if you count individually 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, night count is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the night counts for employee number 1. All you need to do is just drag this and automatically you will have a night count for the rest of the employee. Now the most important part is the cell referencing, which is an absolute and a relative cell referencing. If you try to copy and paste over here, and if we change it to, let's say, leave is for PL, it will not give us a right answer. The reason is, when I copy and paste, my reference move from D column to E column, and from here A G column it is to AH. So it is important we do a right cell referencing to an absolute cell referencing, and let us understand how do we do that. So let me delete this and do an F2 sign. First let's do the F4. This means when I have entire thing locked with an absolute, and when I copy this again to over here, again I am getting an incorrect answer, which is 4. My reference should be moving, okay? So my reference should be constant with D and AG, okay? It should be only D and AG between 3 to 12. So how will I do this? I will just partially lock, so which is F4, and this way. Okay, so you can see I have logged only D and AG, which means even if I copy and paste somewhere, it will only see D and AG. Alright, so let's copy and drag it over here. Now move it to the next part. So see, it is again D and AG, it is not moving. All you do is just change it to PL. So when I change it to PL and copy and paste it, it gave me the count of the leave which has been taken. Same way I will copy and paste it over here and change this to weekly off, which is WO. So with the absolute cell referencing, by a single formula, you can just copy and paste and your formula will work. So this way, in all the three column, we have achieved D3 to AG and D3 to AG, even if we have just copy and pasted. Alright, so let's move to the next part, which is knowing how many people are available in particular shift. So you have morning, general, afternoon, night and weekly off. So with the help of cell referencing, we will be making the entire count in a single go. Alright, so just do an equal to sign and type count if. So your range is this one, okay. This is your skill set and this is your range. So employee number 1. So these are the list of employees and this is the date. And you will set a criteria. So your criteria is M, which is over here in C column C14, okay. Alright, so you will see count if my this range matches morning. So it is giving you the right answer. But when I try to copy and paste for the entire range I have, it gives me an incorrect answer. Because what is happening, your range is moving with your criteria. So my range should be this from D3 till D12, and then I would need to see this criteria morning. So over here, what I will do is, I will give a absolute cell referencing. Use the F4 sign, F4 key from your keyboard, and this way you will now lock the rows, which is 3. Okay, so previously you had locked the column, now you will lock the row, and in criteria you will lock the column, which is C. Okay, so you will have made absolute referencing, partially absolute referencing on both sides, which means you have locked this range and you have locked this criteria. So let's see how it works. When I copy and paste to the entire sheet, it gives me the right answer. How? Because over here it sees the range which I have and it looks at the criteria. When I move down over here, it sees the range I have and it moves the criteria. Okay, so let us do this again. How we did this? So equal to count if selecting a range and giving a criteria. So your criteria is in C14. Now carefully, we want this to be moving, but we don't want the row to be moving. We want row from 3 to 12 as it is, but we want column from D, E, F to be moving next and next. So in For this, you need to only lock the row which is entering F4 two times, F4 and F4 this way. And now over here, I need to move my criteria to down. So in case if I copy and paste over here, I need to move my criteria to row number 14, 15, 16 and 17. But I do not want my criteria to move on the next column. So this means I will lock my C column and keep my row as open. So this way, copy and paste it, okay, and you will get an answer. Well, so let's move to the next part, which is having two criteria, which is I need to know on each afternoon, I need to know on each shift how many seniors is reporting. Okay, so my criteria is in morning how many skill set with A category is reporting, how many skill set with A category in afternoon is reporting. So here you have two criterias. Okay, so let's see how we can do. So equal to count if, and you will add in. Okay, so it's count if s. Okay, so you need to give criteria number 1, criteria range number 1, criteria number 1 and 2 and so on. So here we have 2. So first selecting this part, which is my, so you can do either at the skill set first or the shift code first, whichever is convenient to you. But let's do this first. So I'm selecting my shift code over here, doing a comma and giving the criteria. Okay, it's over here. It's not completed, it's just one part is done. We are breaking this part one by one, doing this same technique, which is locking 3 over here, alright, and over here locking this B. Okay, the next part is we need to give a second criteria, which is skill set. We'll start again with the comma sign, and you can see the criteria range to box has open up. We will give criteria from over here, because each skill set has been assigned to each employee, like A, B, C, C, B, A and so on, and giving a criteria to over here. So let's move, and this is my criteria. Do an enter. You will see in morning shift with A category, yeah, we have on a day 1 person only. But again, we will log this. So C3 to C12, which is this row. Now remember, this is not changing, so we will keep absolute for entire, okay, because we don't want this skill set to be moving to the next one, so we are keeping this as locked. Over here we have two options, since you have a criteria A and A constant over here, so you can again keep all lock, or you can keep just locking the C, okay, like this. Okay, and then you will copy and paste it over here. Well, you can see you have achieved the answer with knowing A category people how many are available in each shift using the Countif function. Let's move to the next is to identify if you have any blank shift. So with the naked eye it is not possible to see it, but with the formula you can do as a equal to count blank and select the entire range. With this way you can identify, okay, we have two missing shifts, and you can easily find over here. Let us fill that shift with an A and J, and this way you can see there are no shifts now. The number of shifts you need to cover is 300. So how you do is, you will use the CountA function, which is CountA function. Why we are not using count function? Let's see what happens when you use the count function. When you use the count function, it gives 0 because count can only count integers. To count the letters, we need to use the CountA function. So equal to CountA and select the entire range. Close the bracket. It will give you 300. Let's move to another part, which is conditional formatting over here. Now I need to highlight each shift with a particular color. What we're gonna do is, we'll select this entire range and go in conditional formatting, in home tab in conditional formatting, and highlight the cell rule when it contains the text called PL. Okay. It gives me a pre-populated red color fill with the dark red text or a yellow one. But in case if you need to have any custom format cells you need, so let's move to a pink color. You can give any color. Okay, let's give an amber color instead, and okay. So now you can see it is highlighted with an amber color whenever your staff is on PL. Alright, so this way you can create an automated roster, automated attendance sheet, to know how many people you have in each day, how many people are in night shift or on leave or on weekly off. Also you can see the number of people present on each day, with the shift strength as well, with the senior people on each shift, with the missing shift you have or number of shifts you have. So this way, if you are at a senior level to manage your team, this formula would be very useful to you. I hope you found this tutorial useful, and if you have any doubts or question, please post on the comment box. Also let me know which next video